Beloved seekers of truth, listen closely. Today, I reveal a profound mystery, a truth you were not meant to know. Abraxas, the name echoes from antiquity, not a mere forgotten symbol, not just carved on dusty amulets. Abraxas was something far more, something terrifying, to some. An entity that shattered the very foundation of religious dualism. Abraxas was not good. Abraxas was not evil. Abraxas was both. And far more in the ancient Gnostic worldview. This made Abraxas more powerful than any god, or any demon, you have ever heard of. The name Abraxas. It appears in the early centuries of our Common Era, primarily through Gnostic sects, like the Basilidians, followers of the mysterious teacher, Basilides. In Alexandria. According to them, Abraxas stood above everything, above Yahweh, above Satan, even above the demiurge, the false creator god, whom Gnostics believed, imprisoned the human soul in matter. That alone should raise profound questions. Why would anyone place a being above both God and the devil? Unless, of course, this being existed on a level they could not even comprehend now. Consider this: Abraxas was not just a concept. His name was carved into ancient gemstones, called Abraxas stones, worn as protective talesum by early initiates. His form, it was bizarre, deliberately disturbing. He was depicted with a rooster's head, symbolizing vigilance. Time on cosmic awakening. His body was human, but his legs were serpents, twisted and coiled, suggesting the primordial forces of chaos and hidden knowledge. In one hand, he held a whip. In the other, a shield. This was no mere artistic choice. Every part of that composite form was a coded symbol, a warning, or perhaps an invitation, depending on who asked. In ancient Greek numerology, called isopsephy, the letters in Abraxas add up to 365. This is not a coincidence. The Gnostics believed in 365 heavens, each ruled by a different arc on. Cosmic gatekeepers of the material realm. Abraxas then. Was not just another arca, he was the totality, the sum of all forces, the embodiment of the full cosmic cycle. In a profound way, he wasn't just a being, he was the entire system. Roman records show these amulets and symbols circulated widely. Even early Christian apologists, like Irenaeus and Hippolytus, were forced to acknowledge the Gnostics' obsession with this entity, but they did not understand it. They feared it, because Abraxas represented something they could not categorize. He did not fit the narrative of a good god fighting a bad devil. He shattered that story entirely. Carl Jung. Yes, the founder of analytical psychology, even referenced Abraxas in his 7 Sermons to the Dead. Jung stated that Abraxas was a god, higher than both the Christian God and the devil, because he unites light and darkness, creation and destruction, blessing and damnation. All in one force. Jung was not writing scripture, he was documenting a psychic encounter with something beyond human morality, something that challenges the very core of spiritual belief systems. The Basilidians did not simply invent this to sound provocative. In their cosmological model, the universe did not begin with a benevolent creator. It started with an unknowable source, a primal void so transcendent that no human concept could define it. From that came successive layers of or aeons. Until finally, you reach the level of the demiurge. The ignorant creator god, who forms the material world, thinking he is the top of the chain. But he is not, he is a mistake, a blind architect, and above him. Abraxas was not just higher in rank, he was fundamentally different. While the demiurge is limited, stuck in polarity, in ego and illusion, Abraxas transcends that. He does not care about good versus evil, he does not even operate in that framework. He is what happens when all duality collapses. In Gnostic terms, that makes him more real. Than anything we have been taught to believe in. Think about that. If the demiurge creates the material world and thinks he is God, then everything we know, everything we experience, is filtered through that delusion. Our perceptions, our understanding of reality, our very sense of self, are all shaped by the demiurge's limitations. This is not about external evil. It is about an intrinsic flaw in the very fabric of our perceived reality. Abraxas, he is the ultimate truth. Beyond all judgment, beyond all categorization, he is the synthesis of all opposites. The unitive principle that underlies all existence. He is the cosmic ocean in which all waves of creation and destruction rise and fall. The Gnostics who understood Abraxas, they were seeking something deeper, something beyond the limited narratives of a dualistic world. They sought geonosis, direct knowledge, not belief, not faith, in a distant God, but an inner knowing, a recognition of the true nature of reality, and the true nature of the self. To understand Abraxas is to embark on a radical spiritual journey. It is to face the unsettling truth that our reality is not what it seems, that the God we have been taught to worship may be a lesser being, a blind architect. The true source is far more vast, far more complex, and far more encompassing than any human mind can fully grasp. But Abraxas provides a glimpse, a powerful symbol of that ultimate reality. The rooster's head, vigilance, always awake, reminding us to be mindful, to be aware, to not fall asleep. In the illusions of the demiurge, the human body, our connection to the physical our experience in this realm, but the serpent legs, primordial power, UNTA, MED, the Kundalini rising. The awakening of inner energy, the knowledge of the abyss, the whip, symbolizing discipline, the force that drives us towards awakening, the purification of the self, the shield, protection, but not from external enemies, protection from illusion, from ignorance, from the snares of the demiurge. Every element speaks of a path, of a process, of an inner transformation. To wear an Abraxas amulet was not simply for protection. It was a declaration, commitment, to walk the path of geonosis, to seek the truth, beyond the veil, to embrace the totality of existence, with all its light and shadow. The Gnostics' encounter with Abraxas, it was not a theological debate. It was a profound mystical experience. It was the confrontation with the unitive force that defies all human logic and all moral judgment. It was an invitation to transcend the dualistic mind, to see beyond good and evil, to embrace the paradox of being. This journey, it is not easy. It demands courage. It demands humility. It demands humility. It demands a willingness to let go of all preconceived notions. But the rewards are immeasurable. To know Abraxas is to know the self, the true self. Beyond the ego, beyond the conditioned mind, beyond the illusions of the demiurge, it is to find liberation, not from a physical prison, but from a spiritual one. The prison of ignorance, the prison of duality, the prison of a limited reality. So, dear ones, as you ponder Abraxas, as you contemplate this ancient truth, allow it to resonate within you. Allow it to challenge your assumptions. Allow it to open your mind to new possibilities. For the true nature of reality, is far more wondrous and far more terrifying than you can possibly imagine. But within that wonder and terror lies ultimate freedom. The freedom of gnosis. The freedom of knowing the truth. The truth that transcends all. The truth that is Abraxas. The truth that is you. A spark of the divine. Returning to the source, beyond all duality, beyond all creation, beyond all names, thank you for listening. May your path be illuminated by the profound light of gnosis. May your spirit be free, and may you ever seek the unitive truth. Until next time, beloved souls.